What's good, YouTube? Philan Speaks back. Another video, man. We're going to take lunch a little bit early today. I wanted to speak on give my little 2 cents on this Dearica Hamby situation, the great forward who plays for the Las Vegas Aces. And this isn't my typical type of content. You know, I like to keep it on the court or on the field. However, I mean, it's all over the place. Everyone's talking about it. So, hey, why not give my worthless 2 cents, which is about as worthless as everyone else's, right? So, hey, why not? All right. So what we do know, it appears, is that Dearica Hamby has filed a federal lawsuit against the Las Vegas Aces, claiming that, she was being mistreated, discriminated against, bullied and intimidated, I think. But I'm not sure if the bullying and intimidation factors in here. I know that has been something that has been levied against certain elements of the WNBA in the past, and I might just be mixing that in. But we do know that there's a federal trial. We know that Dearica Hamby got pregnant at a certain point and had ran into some sort of friction with Las Vegas Aces coach Becky Hammond. Now, there's a number of things I'm hearing out here. Like, this, I think, is being thrown into allegations concerning other players, like what Skylar Diggins had went through in Phoenix, what a few other players went through. One player who claimed that 98% of the league is lesbian, homosexual, whatever term people prefer. And that the straight people are being discriminated against and so on. Well, based on my research, just logic, I don't believe that number. And then from the research that I've done, it appears that about upwards to 40% of the women in the WNBA are lesbian, and really is more like 35%. So you're still talking about 65% of the WNBA is still categorize themselves, identify with being straight. Okay, so you're still talking about a minority group. Now, with regards to specifically Becky Hammon and Dearica Hamby, I'm kind of less inclined to believe that has anything to do with it, only because I think Becky Hammon may not be straight at this point. I think she was initially. I don't know how any of that works, but whatever. What I'm hearing, she initially was straight. Now she may not be. I don't know. But the reason I don't believe that has much to do with this, they didn't have any problems, from what I understand, prior to her being pregnant, right? If it was an issue with, say, Becky Hammond not liking straight people, I don't see how she would get along with Asia Wilson, who appears to have a beautiful relationship with her. I don't see how she could get along with Kelsey Plum, who has a good relationship with her. I don't see how she can get along with Jackie Young, who I think is straight. I don't know officially, but from pictures I've seen her with men, it appears she's straight. She's not in any known relationship with a woman or whatever, right? But the point is, you're talking about two of your top players in Plum and Wilson, who is your top player, the top player. If it's an issue with a so-called gay woman or a so-called lesbian woman discriminated against straight women, then I think there would be an issue there. So I'm inclined to believe it's a pregnancy thing and some of the issues that just come with having a woman in your company getting pregnant. All right, this is nothing new. It's always been an issue since women have become prevalent in the workforce. That's why companies have maternity leave. That's why they have just certain laws and guidelines that any company has to abide by. And it appears here, Becky Hammond and the Las Vegas Aces have violated some of those things. So it looks to me like the WNBA does have some form of maternity leave laws or guidelines or bylaws or whatever you want to call it. And some of that included, some money going towards, I think, the child's future and, the X amount of time off. I don't know all the details, but it looks like Becky Hammon and the Las Vegas Aces violated that, whatever it was, when they traded her. There was some violation that took place, and this is why Becky Hammond was actually suspended a couple of games. The Las Vegas Aces, I believe, lost a draft pick. A number of things have already kind of happened. Now, apparently that wasn't enough for Hamby. Hamby has now filed this lawsuit. So I look at it like this, more than likely. I don't believe none of this stuff about it's because she's straight and, they're gay and all of that. Because, like I said, the majority of the league is straight, actually. And the gay group, which, though they're a significant number, they're not like the dominant number. So I don't believe that's the case. And then that would also just be a stupid way to run a company in general. Like, that's just dumb. And I'm just less inclined to believe that they're that stupid to run a company in that way. Most gay people, like, how do you go that far in with discrimination? Like, most gay people, their mothers are straight, like, right? Because if your mother wasn't straight, you wouldn't be here. Your fathers are straight. If your fathers weren't straight, you wouldn't be here. My point is, they're usually used to dealing with straight people, right? It's kind of the other way around, where straight people aren't used to dealing with homosexual people, and homosexuals being the small group, etc. Right? I'm just trying to use simple logic here. So I'm inclined to believe Becky Hammon is just a typical coach, very fiery, very competitive, who is very hard on her players. Just looking at, from my small amount of time, just watching how she coaches, looking at some of the interviews that she had, observing some of her relationship with some of her players. It's just typical bullshit coach stuff. Hey, are you want to go have a baby, or are you serious about being with these aces? Which one do you want to do? I need you on the floor. We want to win. You want to win championships, or you want to just have your legs open and get a bunch of dingling, get a bunch of dick. I just think it's that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Insensitive, wrong, stupid. So she was punished for it, right? So, shout out Dearica Hamby. Go for it. It's no different to me from like what Kawhi Leonard went through with, in principle, it's no different. I mean, it's different. Kawhi Leonard was injured, and pregnancy, of course, is not an injury, but it's a condition that puts one in a situation where they can't perform. And sometimes coaches are dicks, like Popovich was. And I think this is what happened with Becky Hammon, more than likely. Being insensitive, being a dick. I don't know. Maybe she thinks the women under her should just get abortions and not get pregnant. Who knows? In sports, these people are something else. They're a different breed of people, oftentimes. But the truth is, you can't run a company like that. You have to provide maternity leave. This is when women make up your workforce. This is a reality. Women have monthly cycles. Women get pregnant. All of those things, and you have to accommodate those things. This is an issue where the Aces were wrong. I just don't buy the discriminating against straight people thing. I don't see where that has much to do with this here. I think it's a simple issue of being insensitive towards the condition of a player, and expecting them to put the team over everything, and all that bullshit that happens with sports. I think that's kind of what this is. Let me know what y'all think, man. Like I said, this is just my 2 cents on the matter. Just trying to make sense out of it all. So got some stuff coming up later, man. On because we got some games coming up. We got the Chicago Sky versus the versus the Phoenix Mercury. We also got Indiana Fever games coming up. Got games of the Aces. It's all going to be back in effect. I also got some Eagles talk coming up for sure. We got to talk about that. And that's it, man. Peace out.